Hello, this is how to add icons to your students' display names in Seesaw so that you can separate them into groups easily, or so that you can separate them by grade level if you have a combination grade class, so that you can make it easier for you to assign work to students differentiated. So here we have Seesaw, and I've got some sample students. These are just random names. And first we need to get ourselves some icons. So if you are working on your phone, you can use your emoji keyboard or your emoji section of the keyboard in your phone to get some emojis. But I'm working on a computer, so I'm going to use Google Chrome. And we're going to use the Insert Special Characters menu. And so the way you find that is you come up to Insert, and you choose Special Characters. And then you can decide what you want to find. So you can choose apple, and it finds me these apples, which I already put in. If we want to have a cow, here's a nice cow. Use cow face. Boom. And if I tap it, it goes up there. Let's see, there's probably a sheep. There's a nice sheep. There's probably a pear. Oh yes, there's definitely a nice pear. Red. These are things that are red. So here's a red circle. Here's a green circle. Ooh, I like that green heart. I'm going to get that too. You see, we got red, green, yellow. Here's a yellow circle. Blue. Blue circle. I don't know if we have orange or not. Oh, look, we do have orange. And so you can just make yourself a whole series of these groups. And so for this demo, I'm going to assume that I have a 2-3 combo. Right? So second graders are going to be the apples. And the third graders are going to be the pears. And then I can also differentiate by groups, red, green, blue group. And you can change these as needed as you go. So I'm going to start by designating myself some second graders. So I'm going to highlight the apple and use Control-C or Command-C to copy it. Or I can right-click and choose Copy, if it's highlighted. I can right-click and choose Copy. And then I come over to Seesaw, and I'm going to click my wrench in the top corner here. And then I'm going to scroll down to where it says Manage Students. And I'm going to pick the students. So I'm going to say that some of these are randomly second and randomly third graders. They're just some made-up names. Well, I use my actual students' names with different people's initials. So I come here and I choose Display Name. I don't care about the first name and the last name, but I want the display name. And at the front of the display name, I'm going to paste with Control-V, or I can right-click and choose Paste. There's my apple. So Devonte is an apple. And then Edgar, I'm going to make Edgar a pear, another apple. I'm doing all the apples at once because then I don't have to go back and switch my icons. And I'm going to say that Genesis is an apple. And now I'm going to say that, let's see, that's what, 1, 2, 3, that's about half. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to highlight my pear and copy it. And come back, and now Belen is a pear. And Celeste is a pear. And Haley is a pear. And Francisco is a pear. That's enough for now. Right? Now, the reason why I did this is once I close the Manage Students and they update, you can see here, these 3 students don't have an icon yet. And look, all the apples are together and all the pears are together because they have different codes, and so they read as different letters. And then if I wanted to, I can say I've got a red group. I'm going to use the red circle. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to say that I'm going to do the same thing, go to my wrench and go to Manage Students. And I'm going to say, oh, Angelina had a red apple. That was me testing it out earlier. Devonte is a second grader, but is also in the red group. And Genesis is in the red group. And Celeste is in the red group. And Francisco is in the red group. And now once we exit all the menus, the students will reorder. And you'll notice that Devonte and Genesis are next to each other because they're both apples and red. Celeste doesn't come up next to them, but you can see here in the pairs, I've got the red. And now when I go to assign an activity to my student from my library, like say for example this one, I can assign it, and this is my PD demo class. I can edit which students get assigned to it. So I can uncheck all of them, and I come down here and look, I've got my green apples. The green apples all need it, but so do my 2 red pairs. And now I hit check, and it is now going to assign to those 5 students. And if I click on here, I've got my 3 green apples and my 4 red students are all getting this activity, and then I can go and assign a separate activity to different groups, and they're all sorted for you by the icons. So there you go.